Today we are going to see about encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is of hidden details. What type of hidden details? It will be only hiding only the data members and member functions. Only data members and member functions. What are data members? The declaring whatever you are declaring here int id. This is data member, and these were method declarations. Everything comes under member functions. Whatever the things you're taking, objects, everything comes under member functions. Here if you see the encapsulation, I have created a package called it's the same example as yesterday's student. See here int id void display. Here I'm just with the student1.java. Here I have created public class. I am calling this student1 in this class. See, student1 obj1 is equals to new student1. Okay, obj1 dot marks. You have to give the details. How much marks? Something like 100. Then obj1 dot display marks. Now if you run this, you will be getting all the output of this ID, whatever the 90. See here this 90 will be getting, and the marks, whatever things you have done here, you have called the other class members. This is encapsulation. You will not be seeing. You are hiding the data members and member functions, but in this you are not hiding here. If you see here, if you run, you can see the data member and the member function here. The display marks. I'll just run it. See, you'll be seeing student ID 90 and marks as 100. If you don't want to see it, for hiding it, you have already see private. I've changed the access specifier. Now, if you run it, you'll be getting an error because the class is private. Whatever the student one you have took here, the class one is private. See, if you see the error here, Java modifier private not allowed, because you have given the class name as private. If you give class name as public, but here in the data member, if you give as private also, you will be getting an error. But the error may differ. You can access the class, but you can't access the data members. If you are giving any other things like, see, I'll be just giving reg id and public int marks. Okay, now I'll be adding the other one, system.out.println with int. This is register id plus reg id. Okay, now if you want to access also, now you have to create the other object obj1 dot see. Even you can't see the reg id. If you are removing the private and you are entering as public or renaming it as public, now you can see reg id. You can give it as something 23. 23 is your register id. Okay, now you will get output of 90, 23 and 100. If you give this as private, see, now I have given private. Now see, reg id has private access and college student 1. It's directly throwing an error as an exception that this is a private thing. If you are giving only, if you are changing the access specifier itself, you can access the or whatever the things you are having in the object data members, you can access it. If you're giving any private versions or private things, you can't access it. Now we have seen this. Now we are going to the inheritance. Inheritance is of just taking one of the student details and inheriting, or taking one of the teacher details or anyone's details and inheriting those by extent. Whatever the things you're having, if you want to inherit those things, you'll be having a keyword called extends. Here you can see it, extends. Okay. Now I've created a class student2 and int id. The basic things, this was the int id will be a inheriting of those. I'll show it at the last. You can see this object id and the public class student1 stu1, whatever the things, the class name I've given as stu1, with the same stu1 will be as the java name file. Whatever the things I'm saving here, stu1.java, because the stu1.java will be a main method here. You were already inheriting the whatever the parent child or anything, class child will be having the main thing. Whatever the things parent has gone through their life, they will be having their own main method or their own plans or anything. But child is having some of the dreams, it's their life, they will be having some of the interest or any passions or anything. So here stu1 is the main method here. The student2, whatever the things, if you want to create a main method, it has to be a child class, because the parent will be having the other passions, other things. They have brought up the stu1, which is a child class. So here stu1 will be extends the stu2, something like it will inherit the student2. You can see here string name, the student name or anyone's name, child class name, and void display. This is the method declaration. Okay. Method declaration. You are inheriting here. Inheriting the parent class. Okay. Now if you see here, I have given id. Okay. Plus is an operator which will be combining it or calling it. Okay. In Java we'll be using plus operator. Here I have given in flower. You can write all the things in one line itself with using this. You can use here and you can just use plus operator. Okay. Now I have called the main method. Here see stu1 dot object. I am calling the main class. Okay. Not main class method, just it's a method of stu1. This is main class. Okay. Here the object new stu1. This is the object creation. Okay. Object creation. See here obj.id. Obj.id is in for student, the parent class. Now you are calling here in child class, because the parents, whatever they were having some of the features or anything, will be inheriting by the child class. Whatever the things you were having, some of the things will be common and all the inheriting will be from the parents. The child will be inheriting all the things from the only parent class. So here see object id is equals to 1 2 3. Okay, I have given 1 2 3. See here id, I am inheriting it. I have already extended the stu1 to student2, and now I am calling the main inherited class here, that is object.id is 1 2 3 and object.name which is in main class. See, I'm just displaying it. Now I'll be getting a output as, see here 1 2 3 John. 1 2 3 is the way. See here again the other where the next line is forming. You should not form a next line for the Java thing if you want to be a developer or anything, because the next line can cause an extra line where you will be having an output. Because if you are taking any programs for the client and client version, they'll be expecting a less amount of lines and less amount of output lines. If you are taking them in a n number of ways, if you are having extra numbers, then they will be rejecting it and you'll be redoing it. So if you see here 1 2 3 John, there was no next line, so that you can proceed with it. If there was any extra lines you can add, so that you will be having here. See, I didn't add an extra line for name. I have just added here itself If you want in next line also, you can use hash n. I think so. It might be working here. N variable is not found. So, okay. No. So only the thing you can do is println. For string and everything, you can also use printf. Println for strings, only for the strings, booleans, everywhere. Sorry, yeah, strings and float things, double things, you can use the printf. But remaining all things you have to use print and println. Println is for the next line. Whatever the things, if you want to have it, it will be in the next line. So next we were going to see about polymorphism. Polymorphism is having, if you see here, polymorphism, it is having two things. Those were mainly of which were meant for compile time and runtime. Okay, what does compile time does and what does runtime does? Compile time and runtime is having two things which were also known as static and dynamic. Which method will be doing? Method overloading and method overriding. Okay, now we'll see about method overloading here. Method overloading is so simple. You'll be having the same method name. Whatever the names you're having, it will be having the same method name, but the variables, whatever the things you were declaring here, the parameters, it should be different. So if you see here, I have created a class called shape, which I have created with rectangle and circle. Here you can see the formulas L into B, and you can give, even if you don't want to use this, you can import math functions, and you can use pi's and pi powers and everything, because if you see pi into r into r, right, you can just here use it as r square with the component of r power, sorry, r power. This is a math operator. You can use it in math functions. You can just import math functions and you can directly use it. Okay, now I am drawing the object. If you see here, object 12, it is length. Here itself it is showing in this, and 13. Okay, it is breadth, and drawing 2.36. If you are running this, you can get an output as stu.polymorphism. See here, it's an enclosed version. Okay, or else you can just remove it, and now you can run this. Okay, see 17.14 and 156. For suppose if you're writing here as a float, because you don't have more than 4 decimals. After decimal you are not having more than 4, but you want to just use as a float, but you'll be getting an error here because you're not using a double. It will directly show you as possibly Lucy conversion double to float. For not going for the other conversions, you can just write here as f, which is a float version. You can directly get an output right now. See, you'll be getting 17.488. Okay, this is method overriding. Now if you come to the method overriding will be overriding all the details. Whatever the things you are having in a function, it will be having the same method name and the same parameters. If you are having int L and int B, it will also be having the same method name and the same whatever the parameters you are having, it will be having the same thing. It will extend it. This shape will be extended by any other shapes or any other formats. It will be, can be rectangle extends shapes, because rectangle is a part of a shape, so it can extend. It is a child class of it. Now we'll see an example for it. Overriding. See here, class student. This is all the methods of method overloading up to here. Okay. See, up to here, this is method overloading. From the next line here, public class 2 details. This 2 details is extending the student details. Okay, whatever the student is having, add marks or any here, add marks int a int a. Here I'm just doing with one method, that is void add marks. The first add marks int a int b. I'm overriding it, something like the first will be having it, but I'm overriding it with an extra matches, extra curricular things by adding or by subtracting or any other things. If you want to do as a for rectangle itself, if you want to add any length into breadth into height or anything for a rectangle, you'll be overriding it. If you don't want to rewrite the program, you can just use overriding method with the just which method you are using it, you can just override it. If you see here, void add marks int a int b, these were having the same things as here. Okay, this method I'm overriding it. Okay, what I'm overriding it, I'm just adding with 1000. Okay, see here, a plus b plus 1000. Now what output will be I getting? Adding two integers to 1000, 78 plus 85 plus 1000. Whatever the thing I'm getting here is 1001. If I'm not overriding it, it will be redefining all the things. I'm just closing those in a comment session. Okay, I have comment. I'm not redefining it now. Sorry, up to here I have to end it. Okay, now you see. Static void main. Okay. Interface. Two classes. This class was ended and here I have not ended. See. I have given a name dot stud details. If I give here as stud details itself right now, see now, the class name, whatever the things you are giving for the class name, the name should be is the same as Java. Now see, 75 plus 85, 160, whatever, just the details of it. It was not taking any other details. Now, if I'm overriding it, I have to change it as student and I need to remove this and I need to add a parenthesis. Okay, now I'll be getting by adding 1000, something like we were redefining the function, redefining the method, whatever the method we are having here, add method or anything, we are redefining the function. The int a comma int b here, we are redefining it and we were overriding all the details by adding 1000. So method overloading and method overriding comes under polymorphism, which will be having method overloading will be having a compile time and method overriding is a runtime error. Okay, now here comes the abstract class. The abstract class abstraction will be having two things. One will be abstract class and other will be interface. First, abstract class. The abstract class can have both abstract and non-abstract things. Abstract and non-abstract methods or variables or anything. Data members or member functions, it can have both abstract and non-abstract things. If you see here, abstract class, I have created a abstract class student1. Okay, here I have created a method. See here, this is a method which I can, after extending or after inheriting, I can use this method in non-abstract class also. See here, I have created, this is a non-abstract method. Okay, this is a non-abstract method which I am doing this non-abstract method in abstract class. This abstract class can contain two methods. One is abstract, the other is non-abstract method. Now this class two details is extending the student one. This is inheriting student one just for the method. Which method? The void test method. Here see the public void method. If you are after inheriting, if you can use that method, then abstract method can be implemented. Okay, see now here, this is a main. I am writing here stu details, which is the same name I have given here, and here will be the stu details. The only thing which will be differ in abstract class and interface class, the object declaration. Here you are not calling the main method or main class things. You are calling here the child class things, which will be extended here in the abstract class, because abstract class student will be the main class here, and student details, whatever the details you are giving here, after you are directly using the method which the abstract class has implemented. Whatever the abstract class has implemented or it has declared, you were using or overriding or redefining. These three things will be done here. Overriding, whatever the void test you have taken here will be override, or it was redefining as abstract class is implemented, or you were after declaration you are using the abstract class here. Okay, see here, new student details have been here. Object.test, you are calling the object.test, whatever the test you were taking here. This method is calling by the student with the object name and object display name, whatever the name if you want to give. I have given as Sam. Now what will be the output? See, abstract method implemented and name is Sam. Okay, now the next one is interface. In interface, only abstract methods can be implemented rather than abstract methods. If you are doing any non-abstract methods, it will throw an error. See here, interface pet. This is a name I have given. The dog implements the pet. Whatever the implement, here will be having only pure abstract classes. No non-abstract methods or anything will be declared or anywhere it can be used. Only abstract class, pure abstract class. It should be abstract itself. Here void test. This is a abstract class which I am abstract method which I am defining here. Now I have implemented class dog. Okay. See, only abstract here. This is the abstract method which I am using here in abstract class. Dog implements the pet. In interface, you will be using a keyword called implements itself. Implements. Okay. Interface method implemented here. See this. Okay. Void test. You are calling this method and your interface will be implemented. And you will be calling it. See here, this object declaration. This object declaration will be different. The implemented interface, whatever the interface name you are giving, you will be having that, and the object creation, whatever the object creation if you wanted, then the new, which will be creation of new things in this object. The dog, whatever the class names or the file name you have given here should be used here. The first one will be the interface name, whatever the interface class names you have given, interface name. Then the object, whatever the object, if you want to give P or OBJs or anything, you can give here. New is for the new creation of it. The dog, whatever the class names or the file names you have given, you will be using here. Then you will be calling p.test. The object declaration is somewhat different. You have to go through it and you have to refer this. See, interface name, object name is equals to new class name. If you are doing a mistake here, then you will not be implementing the interface file. If you want to implement the interface file or redefine it, you have to use this method object declaration for this method so that you can declare it. Okay, see now. So in this class we have seen encapsulation, which will be of two things. We have to with the public and private things, and the second thing is the inheritance. Whatever the things, this parent and class child, whatever the details, if you want to, with the ID things and with the name things, you can identify the student details, which will be the inheriting of it with the keyword called extends, and the polymorphism, which is having two methods. One is method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading will be having the same method name but different parameters, which will be differentiating the all things, and then you can call the objects. And for while coming to the method overriding, you will be having the same class and the same parameter. You can see this method and this method is having same method and same parameter, which you were overriding it or you were redefining it. The other thing we have seen is abstraction, which is containing two things: abstract class and the interface class, where abstract class will be implementing both the things called abstract and non-abstract methods or classes or any variables. Here you can see the public void test have overridden it, which is redefining the abstract method here. And while coming to the interface, this interface method has implemented void test in this, which is here in interface only. Pure abstract class can only be presented. Thank you.